we're going to be building an exercise tracker app, which is going to help us learn the concept of the main stack. So now it's time to code, and we're going to jump straight into it. We'll take it a bit at a time. We'll take it step by step, and just so that everyone can understand. So there are a few prerequisites. You're going to need, of course, your Visual Studio, and you're going to need a MongoDB Atlas account, and then you're going to need Node.js installed. Now I'll run you through the entire process, of course. Let's start with Node. So I already have the Node website opened here, and yeah, if you're using Windows, just get to download at whatever time, either in the future you're watching this video, just download the latest version. It should work. If you are getting from Mac, I believe there should be a Mac version here. Yeah, there you go. All right, so I already have Node installed, so I'm not going to go through that process. So the next thing you want to do now, let's go open our Visual Studio Code. All right, while that's opening, we're going to create a folder in our I'll create it in my documents, but you can create it wherever you want to create it. I'll call it exercise tracker. Okay, that's good. Go back here. Now we are going to open that folder that we just created. Let's go to documents, open the folder. Just a moment. Okay, once the folder is opened, you want to fire up your terminal. Alright, that's good. We don't need this. Okay, some additional information from VS Code. Get back to your terminal. Alright, we're good. So we're gonna need to check if your node is installed. You just type node-v to check. You can see I've got version 16 installed here. Whatever version you install will be fine. We're gonna move to the next step, which is creating an initial React project, and we're gonna use the command create React app to create our initial project inside this folder, the exercise tracker folder. So we're gonna run the command npx create React app, then let's give it a name. We'll call it main exercise tracker. Okay, hit run. All right, so our project is done building. Once it's done building, you want to run the command npm start to start the development server. Okay, looks like we have an error here. I want to find the file. So it says it's not able to find this file. Okay, looks like we need to run a sudo npm start. Okay, sure why this error. Okay, so it looks like we're good. What we were supposed to run npm run start. Another way of doing that is to just hover over this and then just click on run. So yeah, development server is running. Just gonna wait to see. But before we work more on the front end, we're gonna create the back end and then connect it to MongoDB Atlas. So okay, so as you can see here, React is running. Okay, great. So let's work on some backend. So inside the, I'm just going to minimize this. Inside the root folder, we're going to create a new folder. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but let's go ahead and create a folder here called backend, and then we're just gonna cd into that. Let's do an ls here. Okay, I see. So we'll first of all cd into exercise tracker, then cd into backend. Okay, looks good. Now let's clear. So now we'll create a package.json file inside the folder, and we're going to run this command. So say npm init y. Just run that inside the backend folder. Once that's created, you can see, if we open here, you see the package.json file. Now we are going to install a few dependencies. So we'll say npm install express calls mongoose and .env. Okay, so what is calls and what is .env? CORS stands for cross origin resource sharing. Basically it allows Ajax requests to skip the same origin policy and access resources from remote hosts. Yeah, basically that's about it. I guess by now we already know what Mongoose is. Basically what it does is that it makes interacting with MongoDB through Node.js simple. And then when it comes to the .env, dependency that we're installing here, it loads environment variables from a .env file, into the process.env. We'll get into that as we build on the project. And what this makes, it makes the development simpler. So instead of setting the environment variables on our development machine, they can be stored in a file, and we'll create the .env file later. So yeah, that's it about these dependencies. I'm going to provide more information on the screen and then in the GitHub. So let's go ahead and hit enter. We'll just wait for that to install. Okay, so we're done. You can see here it says added 162 packages in 54 seconds. Okay, so it means we're good. Now we're going to install one final package globally, and here's what we're going to run: npm install g means global nodemon. And basically what nodemon does is that it simply makes the development much easier. You know, it's a tool that helps to develop Node.js based applications by automatically restarting the Node application when files change in the directory. So for example, if you've got a file that you made a change to, and then you want that to reflect, you know, on the live server, you just save that document, that file now, and then that change is going to reflect on the website immediately. And that's what nodemon does. So it just makes the whole process simpler. Alright, so we're gonna hit enter here. Just wait for that to load. Alright, so you can see here it says changed 32 packages in 18 seconds. That's great. We're making progress. Now it's time to create the backend server. So we're gonna make a file called server.js inside the backend folder, and then we'll create an express server, attach the calls, and express the JSON middleware, and that's because we'll be sending and receiving JSON for this particular application, and then we'll make the server listen on port 5000, you know, and all of that. So let's do it. So first thing is you want to open this folder here, just right click, create a new file, and the file is going to be called server.js. okay, right, and what we're going to do, we'll say const express is equal to require express. Okay, forget to close it. Const require. Okay, then we'll say const inside single quotes, close it. We'll say require, and then we'll say inside single quotes dot env, get out of single quotes, config, and then we're gonna just simply gonna close it, and then that's it. Const app express, and then we will close it. Const port, and this is the port we were talking about, and we're gonna make it listen to port 5000. And if you notice here, we've got process.env. If you recall, we talked of the .env dependency that we were installing, which loads the environment variables from the .env file into this process.env. So yeah, I guess that gives some context now. Right, so let's proceed. So we say app use cores, and then we'll put it in brackets there as well, and we're going to close it like that. We'll say app dot use inside brackets express dot json, and we'll close it. Alright, looks good. Say app dot listen port so there, console.log, open brackets there, server is ready on port so we're gonna pinpoint the port now, which is the port 5000 which we just created. So we're gonna say port inside brackets like that. Right, looks good so far. Let's close that. We're gonna need to do that, so it's giving us an unexpected template. Trying to think why it's giving us that, and not exactly. Anyway, so after that's done, we need to start the saver. So we're going to say don't save. So can't be loaded because running scripts is supported in the system. But okay, just gonna do a quick check on this. Right, I guess I found a hack. So this guy is saying let's run PowerShell. So yeah, we've got PowerShell here. So we're going to run PowerShell as an administrator. Okay, once we're here, we're going to run this command that we've been given here. Yes to all. Let's go yes to all. Alright. Type Y. Okay. Run the command again. Type Y. Run it again. And type Y. Okay, looks good. And type A. Okay. Run the command again. And type A this time. Okay. Close the PowerShell and try again. Server. Okay, so we're good. We are good. Okay, cool. Now it's time to connect to our database in MongoDB Atlas. So you want to go at the very top of your server.js, which is like after these lines here, and then we are going to type the following. Okay, so let's go const mongoose. Hope you remember what mongoose is. Require we're gonna say require mongoose. Okay, good. Don't forget to close it. Now after this line here, just at the bottom here, we're going to put a few lines of code which should be able to help us connect to process.env atlas URI. So this will be our URL. or rather our link to MongoDB. So type mongos connect brackets go URI. Can give it some beg your pardon. Yeah, can give it something like that. Use new hero parcel true. Use create index. Okay, true. And that's it. Don't forget to close. So just at the bottom here we'll say const connection is equal to mongoose dot connection. Okay. So we'll say connection dot once, just say open. And then we'll print it in the console in case there's any error. Okay. Give it in double quotes. MongoDB database connection established. Yeah, say established because this is where you will know if the connection has been established. So the section, this part here, it is added because MongoDB, the MongoDB Node.js driver rewrote the tool it uses to pass MongoDB connection strings. Because this is such a big change, they put the new connection string parser behind the flag, and then this part here is also similar. It is to deal with MongoDB deprecating the ensure index function. If you do a little bit of research, you're going to be able to find these functions. For the connection to work, we'll need to add the correct URI environment variable. In the server directory, so in this very directory here, we're going to create a new file, and then we're going to call it .env. Okay, right here. Now after creating this file, we need to get the URI, and what the URI is it's a connection string from MongoDB Atlas that we talked about earlier. And yeah, so here's how we are going to get it. All right, so firstly we're going to go to MongoDB Atlas. Just follow the first link. Right, sign in here. You can sign up if you don't have an account, but the sign up is pretty easy as well. I mean, you can use Google or GitHub. I used my Google, so I'm going to use Google. Right. All right, there we go. Just wait. Just gonna wait for it to redirect us. Okay, a few settings here. What is your goal? We're just gonna say build a new application. What type of application? It's not a mobile application. You know what? Whatever. We're just gonna get it. Whatever. Exercise. Okay. What is the preferred language? Just give it the language that we are using mostly. Can't seem to see. Yeah. Anyway, say other there. That's fine. Finish. Alright, so pretty much the free one will work. You don't need to, to call it whatever you want to call it and create. Alright, a capture, asking for capture. Next, traffic lights. Finish. Alright, we're in. Yeah, whatever. We'll give it the same name. That's okay. I'm gonna change this password, of course. Yeah, let's check. Okay, cool. So copy it. Then you're just going to create a user. Instead of local environment, we'll select cloud. We'll come back to this later. Finish and close. Go to databases, and then you are going to click on connect. Once you go to connect, you go to connect your application. Then you're going to see your URL here. Okay, so just copy that. Now it's time to go back to our just keep it here, just leave it here for now. Now we're gonna go back to our .env file that we created, and then we're going to create an environment variable here. We'll call it Atlas URI. Okay, then we'll just paste our URL there. Okay, looks good so far. So you are going to replace this with your password. I have my password here, so I have to replace it there. So in the terminal, running the server, just right here. So probably if you to go like save or whatever, save it, right? We should be able to see MongoDB connected. Just a moment. Seem to be missing something, because it's supposed to automatically show us, you know what, let's try to end this thing. Try to run it again. Okay. Let's see. Basically, we are passing that code after that, and URI. It actually is supposed to be URI. Okay, process.env looks good. Yeah, Mongo connect URI true, looks good so far. Connect, you know what, so it looks like, okay, looks like we might need to make a few changes here. Process dot env dot yeah, atlas URL, just close it there. Let's ensure that we keep this guy abated and this guy also abated. Save that, let's see how that goes. Okay, we're still getting an error. Looks like the error says open URL must be a string. The URI, basically this, you know what, let's try to get it as a string from here, use it here. Let's try to see what will happen. Yeah, still throws. Okay. Someone says that could be the issue. Okay. See, MongoDB is established. Alright, guys. So this is where we are going to end with this first video. This is where we're going to end with this first video. MongoDB established. So we're just going to quickly run through the things that we've done, and then yeah, in the next one I'm going to be able to explain to you as to why this as to how we're going to be able to retrieve it from the .env file and pass it here as a string. For now, this is fine for this video. So what have we done? We've been able to install Node, obviously, create a React app, our first React app. You know, we installed dependencies, we set up the backend, created our MongoDB Atlas, and installed all the packages that we need for the starters, and wrote a bit of some code, created a server.js, which is the entry point, and our port there is 5000. So in the next one, in the next videos, we are going to start with the database schema, right? So we're just going to be running through the database schema, and then we'll do the server API endpoints, and then we'll proceed from there. But yeah, that's it. Like, share, and subscribe, and yeah, let's keep learning.